Welcome to Survival Game. I'm your hostess with the mostest, iLeah, and this is a trivia game that tests your knowledge on survival situations and emergency situations. Tonight's guest is coming to us live from an undisclosed location somewhere on the West Coast. I don't know exactly where. Rip Curl Readiness. Uh-oh. I lost him. You guys, I lost him. He totally just fell out. What a bummer. He was just right here, you guys. Oh, he's coming back. He's back. Here he is.
It's less glitchy now because I got a little closer to the router.
Yeah, it's way better. Yes, you're not robotic anymore. Way better.
Good call.
That scared me. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, the house is a madhouse, so I had to come out to my car real quick, and so it can still reach my router, but we got the whole, I'm sure everybody's dealing with this these days. We got prom going on and graduation stuff, and oh, it's crazy.
Well, it's fun stuff. That's always fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Uh-oh.
What? You got me?
No, I have a thing up that says the canister is blue, and that's not supposed to be there. It's okay. It's gone now. All right. So before we get started, I'll do my little disclaimer. Nothing in the show should be considered medical or professional information. I assume no responsibility for the accuracy on the information given on these little cards. This is literally a game called the Worst Case Scenario Survival Game. And that's not showing up very good. Boom.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I just get these cards from this, and eventually I'm just going to make up my own questions. But for now, I'm getting them from a game. Are you ready to play?
I am.
All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for doing this. And thank you all for being here live. Thanks to my moderators. You guys are awesome sauce. And thanks for your patience during our technical difficulties.
I'm on my chat, so I can't see the questions in the chat, but I can, if you have any, just read them off. If you have
okay,
you want to read or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. It pops up on the screen. Whoops, that says welcome to Survival Game. Let's go to question 1. Okay, question 1. How should you react when somebody panics? Should you A, assume a strong position of authority with the victim, explaining why the panic is unfounded? Should you B, speak in a hushed tone gently, reassuring the victim that you understand his or her fears and are here to help? Or should you C, give the victim space, leaving him or her in seclusion for about a half hour until he or she calms down?
Boy, that's a tough question.
I know, right? There's some, I would do a little bit of all of them, but that's not the right answer. But
I know what I was just thinking, because it's so situational depending on what the panic is. Like, are they
who it is? Is it a child? Like,
right, or is it has schizophrenia that's having a complete meltdown, right?
So knock it out of them, cut it. No.
Right, get the jacket. We need to tie him up. For me, I've always gone with and of course this is probably going to be a surprise to a lot of people, but I always go with the talk calmly to them and let them know that you understand their panic, so that way they'll at least maybe calm down and listen to you a little bit. The other stuff, when you try to yell and slap it out,
that's wrong. Sorry.
Oh, I get it wrong.
Yeah, sorry. The answer is A. It says assume a strong position of authority with the victim, explaining why the panic is unfounded.
Well,
I don't know if that's right, because like you said, it's situational and everybody is different. So
yeah, well, I could see that working too.
Yeah, I'd probably do a little bit of B. I would speak nicely to them at first, and then if it didn't work, I'd be like, "Yo."
Oh yeah.
No, like that.
I agree with that 100%.
But everybody,
because you'd want to come at it from you understand, but if they just aren't getting it, you would then escalate to 1. I believe that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The leaving part, though, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I get panic attacks, so I just have to talk myself out of it.
Yeah.
But everybody's different. Okay, here's a fun one. Boom. How do you escape from a sinking car?
Oh, well,
Do you,
escape from
do
a
you have
sink.
experience with this?
No, but the first thing I would do, of course, is roll down the window, and then
Me too.
and then I've always been taught, at least, roll down the window, and then while you have air coming into the car, I mean, you don't roll it down necessarily all the way. You just need to crack it open so that the
Yeah.
pressure against the window, so you can't break it. Um, unless it's electric, then you might want to do it all the way. But you roll down the window and let the water in, and then hyperventilate yourself, and then take that last big breath, and then out the window you go.
I have
Uh,
such a fear of drowning. Like this is like such a because I have two little kids that would be like in well, not really car seats, but they would be buckled behind me. So they would be my priority. Like get the fucking kids out first. Like
oh, yeah.
windows down and then unbuckle them
Is
to
this a
get them
multiple
out.
choice? This one, or
Huh?
is this a multiple choice on this one?
It is. They're all multiple choice. I should have explained that in the beginning. I'm sorry. We were having technical difficulties. So, but yes. How do you escape from a sinking car? Do you A, wait until the water is halfway up and up at the driver's door, then open it and get out? B, open your window and climb out as soon as possible? C, climb into the back seat, open the back door, and climb out as soon as possible. You got it right already. Is B.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, number two, where you open the window
Yeah.
and head out. Yeah,
Correct. Oh.
yeah, because hey, dang, you'd be surprised.
Oh yeah.
Even people have those window breakers, right?
Yeah.
Underwater, once that pressure's on that window, sometimes those can fail. It just depends.
Yeah, I heard they don't work very well anyway when you're not underwater.
Yeah, because there's so much pressure on the other side of the glass. So that I would definitely roll down my window every time.
Yeah. Mine's electric. It would be better if it was like manual, you can manually roll it down, but like waiting for the electric, nah, oh my God. Especially if like the engine fries or something and then you're like, fucked. Sorry, I used the F word.
Uh-oh.
That's because tonight's broadcast is sponsored by White Claw.
We have a classic video
Not
here.
really.
Our local newsman was trying to demonstrate how easy it was to break the window of a car, just demonstrating how thieves are getting in. And he literally, take after take, hit that thing with a hammer as hard as he could, and he never could break it.
That's so funny. That reminds me of that Elon Musk video when he said his I think it was a Tesla or something was unbreakable, the window is unbreakable, and then he like threw something at it and it broke it. I was like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, that was funny.
That shit was hilarious. Okay, question 3.
All right.
How should you treat dysentery? A, swallow charcoal. B, before each meal, lay across a log so your head and feet are lower than your abdomen for 15 minutes. C, stop drinking unfiltered water.
Well, that might stop dysentery to start with.
Yeah, but
But
doesn't treat what your current situation.
now the other one, the charcoal. Man, I haven't heard that one before. And then the other, number 2 was over a log.
Laying over a log for 15 minutes.
I'm gonna say number 1, but you watch, it'll be number 2. Oh, yay! All
Yay! Right. Yes, it was swallow charcoal.
Just for a tip for everybody, if you need to know where to get that charcoal from, believe it or not, go to your local Wally World. I know we hate going there, but if you go to your Wally World, they actually have it in the vitamin section.
Nice. I have charcoal that I think I got off of Amazon a while ago. I think I still have it because I used to make skincare products, and I did like this charcoal mask thing that had bentonite clay. I can't even remember. It was like 10 years ago. I did all kinds of stuff. I'm a jack of all trades. Jacqueline of all trades.
That's the best way to be.
Yeah. Okay, number 4. How can you find civilization without a compass? Oh, do you A, follow terrain downhill to a creek, stream, or river? The water will flow to civilization. Do you B, walk in concentric circles, gradually expanding the circles until civilization is found? Or do you C, follow the sun's path until civilization is found?
It's number one. A, you follow the river down, and it'll not always, but usually find its way to a house or civilization.
Correct.
But I will say the concentric circles, that's if you're searching for somebody.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Even underwater, if you're diving underwater, you do concentric circles from where you last saw them, and you just keep getting bigger as you go out.
Nice.
That in the mountains getting lost, all you're going to do is get tired.
Yeah, for sure. My robot vacuum has that setting where you turn it on and then it just starts going like this in a circle, bigger and bigger, and that's great for cereal spills and stuff. I mean, coffee or something, coffee grounds, not cereal. I just use a broom.
I would love a robot vacuum, but Benny would take it apart.
What is that? A dog? That's your dog?
Yeah, that's my dog.
I've got 2 dogs. They just ignore it. They look at it and then like they run away from them. We named him Zach. He's Zach the Vac.
Benny's still at that. I'm bored, and that looks interesting, and it's mine, and I'll destroy it.
Oh, so. That's fun. Okay, number 5. How can you recognize internal bleeding? A, symptoms include increased anxiety, blurred vision, reddening of the skin, and general feeling of nausea. B, symptoms include swelling of the mouth and eyes, blotches on the skin, and shivering. Or C, symptoms include rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, clammy skin, and thirst.
Wow, interesting. May I ask for you to read those again?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Symptoms include increased anxiety, blurred vision, reddening of the skin, and general feeling of nausea. B, symptoms include swelling of the mouth and eyes, blotches on the skin, and shivering. C, symptoms include rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, clammy skin, and thirst.
Boy, that's a tough one. I think I'm going to say C.
Correct. You got it.
Well, the one why I had you reread it is because, believe it or not, I had a situation like this that happened where I came across somebody four-wheeling who had an unfortunate way too far of a jump and landed, and it didn't go well.
Oh,
and
no.
Distended abdomen. Because my first question was, is she pregnant, right? And he goes, no. And I was like, okay, this is serious. But that's like extreme internal bleeding.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Shit, I wonder if I have internal bleeding right now.
Well, that's the excuse I use.
Yeah. Okay, I digress. Number 6. How do you aid an injured bird? Do you A, move the bird to a high place in a tree, give it water, and call a veterinarian? Do you B, carefully place the bird in a box or bag punched with holes and call a veterinarian? Or C, immobilize the bird by placing it in a confined, ventilated space so it will not cause itself further injury, and then call a veterinarian?
C.
We're like, that's probably too loud. That's wrong. The answer is it's B, a box or a bag punched with holes, and then call the veterinarian. You know what, though? If we were in an SHTF situation, that bird would be dinner.
Yeah. Or not bothering it at all, because if it's sick, it may have
bird
some
flu.
Yep.
Bird pox.
I let all naturally dead animals be, just because I don't know what naturally deaded them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unless I was starving, then of course you got to kind of maybe weigh your risks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially like with around here, I live in deer country. We have a lot of deer on the side of the road. if it were, I actually saw a little baby deer, I guess they're called fawns or Bambis or whatever, get hit. Like it was in the road. I slowed down for it, but the car behind me, and I watched it happen in my rearview mirror. I was like, no, so sad. But
Right. And
I considered going back and getting it and putting it in my freezer.
yeah, well,
I
you got,
considered it. I love venison.
if it looks, as long as it doesn't look mangy, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
here around here, and I know other places have this, is that kind of the same thing as hoof and mouth disease for deer.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds yucky. We
Has to,
have a lot of tick around here. So our deers or deers or deer? Our deer,
yeah,
the
just, I think.
just deer. They all have ticks. They all look like they have ticks, so they all look a little mangy and gross. Anyway, moving on, sorry. How do you check your car for bombs? Do you look under the floor mats between the back seat cushions and in the glove box? That's A, sorry. B, do you look under the hood, inside the hubcaps, and behind the wheels? Or C, open your car door, then step back at least 20 feet for 15 seconds, sit in the driver's seat for 15 seconds, then get out and wait again. What the fuck? It's definitely not C.
But
What? I'm sorry.
my answer was going to be carefully, but so, or not at all.
Yeah.
Can you read the first two again?
Yeah. A, look under the floor mats between the back seat cushions and in the glove box. Or B, look under the hood, inside the hubcaps, and behind the wheels.
Gosh. Um, I'm going to say B. Yay.
Yay. Yeah.
I would
I
think I would
mean,
any open of the doors, period.
yeah, if somebody opens your door and gets inside, then yeah, I think, yeah, I would definitely go underneath. You see it on TV. They have that long stick that has a mirror on it, and they're like looking under caps
Well,
for.
that's what I would do if I honestly thought that I was a candidate for somebody blowing me up. I
Yeah,
would be,
Target.
yeah, I would be checking with a mirror underneath things and the fenders and underneath the underneath of the car, And
Yeah.
these days, and I know that Adam's done stories on this, but these air trackers that are out there,
Mm-hmm.
those little air tags, those things are literally the size of a quarter and magnetic, and these criminals are sticking them on anything just to follow, and then they don't have to follow you home. They just wait, and when you go home and you've been there a
Yeah.
while, live.
That's
So
just scary.
that's a
That's
real.
literally terrifying. So
It,
terrifying. Okay. Next. What is a proper way to apply a tourniquet? A, apply the tourniquet as a 3-inch to 4-inch band several inches above the wound. B, apply the tourniquet directly onto the wound. C, apply the tourniquet, then alternate loosening and tightening it to avoid breaking the skin.
it's going to be the first one where you apply it above the wound.
That is correct. Ooh, ooh. High five.
Just a second. Oh, high five.
Oh, I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, it's got to go opposite. So like that.
Yep.
There you
Boom.
go. Yeah.
I'll just do that. Okay.
Another thing on that too is Cat 7 tourniquets is what most people should be looking for, not the generics if they can. And you don't need to loosen. They kind of went away from that loosening it. You just tighten it down as tight as you can get it. Yep, those are the ones. And
Yeah.
mark on that little tag that's on there.
Yeah.
All you mark on that is when you installed that tourniquet.
Yes, it says time right there. I didn't even know that it said time. I noticed the little tag. I'm like, what's that for? It literally says time. So I guess I should put a Sharpie with my emergency kit too.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched a video on prepping one of those, Bear Independent does a great one on preparing it, because just out of the box like that, most people just stick them in their bag, right? But there's actually a certain way that you prep it.
Really?
set it up ahead of time so that you basically, let's say you get hurt yourself and you take a stick to this artery. That way you can put it on one hand, yep, and get it around, and then twist that big.
I don't want to do it. I'm scared it's gonna like cut off my circulation and damage my arm, my puny little muscles.
Yeah,
I've got little baby muscles.
Look, hey, you're
the
ready.
Squirt gun show.
And always remember, 2 is better than 1.
I've got like 6 of them.
Yeah.
I got them from Amazon. I'll post a link. Whoops, I keep hitting my microphone. Sorry. And this is very loud. I hear it in my ear, and I'm like, that's unpleasant. So, sorry.
I know we're all on budgets, but if you think of it this way, you have 4 limbs, 4 places that those can be placed only, right? Because the 5th one, that help.
No.
But your both arms and both legs. So if you really want to be covered, 4 tourniquets. You can have 2 or 3 in your pack and 1 ready available. That's the way to go. Because sometimes you get multiple holes. So, yeah. Let's hope not.
Yeah, hopefully not. I have it just in case, and I keep my emergency bag in my car in case I come across a car accident or who knows, especially on these windy mountain roads that I live on. I haven't needed it yet, but I've got it just in case.
Well, that's one misconception that everybody seems to do is they seem to think preparedness is about the end of the world or SHTF or zombies and all that kind of stuff, right? And those are just fun ways to look at it. The reality I look at it as it with like you said, having it in your car, having a trauma kit, or on your persons if you're out hiking. You never know when you're going to run across something. I was at a t-ball game that was the fields are right next to the freeway, and there was a massive crash that happened while we were sitting there watching the game. I mean,
dang.
And crunching metal and everything. And the first thing we did is I grabbed my kit that was in the trunk of my car and headed across the field with another person with me that was a nurse and about 3 or 4 other people, and we blocked traffic and got cars off the road and made attention to people. So you never know when it could come up that you can use those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not, I don't only prep for SHTF. It's like any emergency. It's emergency preparedness. I've got gas masks just in case we get hit by a super crazy wildfire in my area, because I'm in a very wildfire prone area. It's scary. Every year I get anxiety, and fire season is like 9 or 10 months now. So.
Well, and as you know, here in Southern Oregon, we lost 2,800 homes 2 years ago. Ripped right through the city, a couple cities, valley, and it was bad. And it was so bad that the health index, like the highest is 500 parts per million, and we were well into the 800 to 1,000 parts per million. We were,
it was bad.
Don't go outside.
Yeah. I watched all of your videos when you were going through the towns.
Oh yeah, that was.
It was heartbreaking.
We still have people not in homes.
That happened to us in 2015. We got hit by the Valley Fire. It was one of the largest fires in in California.
Yeah, the Valley Fire was dandy too, for sure. I mean, they're all in FEMA homes, so they're being taken care of. That's one thing I would say about my community is that people really come together. But the fact is, they still don't have homes yet. So that's
sad.
For SHTF. Look, it's 2 years later, and people still aren't sorted out. So that's what planning's about.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Next question. Woo-hoo!
Oh, yes. I forgot that we were playing the game here. Burp. Okay.
I would give side information.
Yeah. It's good to have good information. And I knew that you'd be a source of like so much good information. I was like, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
I'm the unluckiest guy on the planet.
You are?
I'm just joking.
Okay. Next question is number 9. How should you fend off a shark? Do you A, make repeated quick, sharp jabs to the eyes or gills? B, punch or kick it in its nose? Or C, grab and hold one or both pectoral fins?
It is the one where you punch at its nose. C or B. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah,
It's make repeated and quick, sharp jabs to the eyes or gills,
huh. That's interesting.
apparently. According to this game, the cards on this game.
Right.
I can Google it. I didn't even know sharks had noses. Can they smell really? Do they have nostrils or is that like they
Well,
just like taste?
that's why I said in the nose because I'm a certified diver, and when we were going through certifications and stuff like that, that's one of the things they said is at first you turn your tank to it or hit it with something heavy that you have like the butt of your knife or something right on the snout because it's so sensitive in that area where all of its sense organs are, and then
Yeah.
the next step was if it got a hold of you, like say it bit you, you're to take your remaining hand, or if it bit you in the leg, take both hands and dig it into its eyes to
Yeah.
get gills. Like you, because they're right close, you grab into the gills and into the eyes and just squeeze, and that gets them usually to let go. You hope.
Yeah.
The other part, the last one, kicking them in their fins, they don't care.
No. It said hold on to their fins
Yeah,
or something. Yeah, I heard that the snout of an alligator was really sensitive too, and that's where you want to aim. Punch them in their snout a bunch. I guess alligator or sharks must be the same. Hopefully, I never experience that. The ocean terrifies me, so I'm not going to be swimming with sharks anytime soon. Not
yeah.
intentionally, anyway.
One key
Mm,
thing: fight because it means to eat you.
yeah,
That
exactly.
too. In your questions to Adam, you had the one about the cougar.
Yeah,
And that's a great one too, because the fact is, you fight for all you're worth. You don't run from it, but you try to get big. And if that doesn't work and he's got you, you fight all you're going to do because it means to eat you. Whereas a bear, if you just stop, it just doesn't like you and will leave you alone.
yeah.
Uh,
Bears' diets are like 80% fruits and berries and leaves and shit. So, bear doesn't want to eat you. It's just like it'll just play with you until you're dead.
yeah, you're just in his way and he's the boss. So
Yeah. I'd be like, "Oh, look how cute you are. Do you want to be my friend, little bear?"
I
I
haven't,
like animals, and I'm like, "Oh," especially if it's a smaller bear. I'd be like, "Oh, you're my new pet." Not
yeah.
really.
Well, smaller bears are still strong too. I had a surgeon friend who got attacked by a grizzly bear out hunting
Oh
with
shit.
partner. Oh, it tore him up bad, and in
Oh
the
god.
end, he ended up surviving. And it's too long of a story to tell. I'll share it some other time. But the funny part is his nurses, once he got better and was able to come back to work, all gave him a trophy for second place, and it had a bear on it. Isn't that mean?
That's awesome.
Uh,
Oh my goodness. Okay, number 10. How can you mask your scent when setting a trap? I didn't like this question, but I chose it anyway. Okay. A. After setting the trap, rub it with flowers or leaves. B. Put strong smelling wood, such as pine or hazelnut, in the trap. Or C. Place the trap in a campfire smoke for several minutes just before setting it.
oh, I like B, but I think it's C.
Let's see.
Yep.
How did you know that? I was like, what? I'm like, well, then it's going to smell like smoke and they're not going to want to go to the trap because it smells like smoke. That's
Uh,
what I was thinking.
Something an old timer taught me once is that when we go out to hunt, I mean, there's all kinds of fancy things you can buy and fancy clothes that take away your scent. But he said one of the best things he always has done is just sit next to the campfire and let the smoke billow around him and his clothes because it overpowers his scent, and they're used to smelling fire because there's always fires in the woods and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Alert it with danger, they just alert it with fire.
I
So
would I would I would think that they think that the smell of smoke is associated with humans. That was like my thought. I was like, "Oh, that's a horrible answer," but I still chose it just in case. And I knew that you would have some good extra information to say about it. So, ha, I
ah,
knew it.
Good so far.
Bonus question. We're in the fire round. Woo, woo, woo. Sorry, I don't have any exciting like music. Oh, I forgot my lights. I usually have cute little laser light show happening in the background. Oh man. Okay. Bonus question.
All right.
How can you recognize a fire extinguisher for electrical fires? A, the canister is blue. B, the nozzle is blue. C, the canister is red. Electrical fires.
Oh man, I know I'm gonna get this one wrong, but I'm gonna say C. That it's red.
The canister is blue. I even had this answer up accidentally.
You know,
I had it. I don't know why. But in the very beginning, I accidentally had it on that. I'm like, why is that on there?
honest, I answered honestly. You know, I thought I'm not. I gotta admit, I'm not up on my fire extinguishers like I should be. I know there's like different codes on them because I figure if I'm gonna be in a situation where I need it, it's gonna say plenty stickers on the side of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, but I kind of was thinking, well, blue's got to be like a water source of, and you wouldn't want that for electrical. But what do I know?
I didn't even know until I read this card that there was a different color. I mean, I feel like I should Google it just in case it's lying. What if it's fucking with us?
Well, usually it goes
No.
by codes, like there's A, B, and C or something like that, and then they have like a triangle or a square and a zero or whatever. I would say this: get to know what's in your house, and make sure you know what you have, and you have at least one for each type, like electrical, grease, and whatever, and then just a standard fire. You know.
I feel like I'm seeing flames. I'm grabbing my extinguisher. Like I have one in my bedroom. I don't even know why I have one in my bedroom.
That's a good place.
I bought like 6 of these. I don't know. They're like, there's 2 in my kitchen, 1 in my laundry room, 1 in here, and I don't know where the other ones are. I think under my sink in the kitchen, or maybe I don't know. They're all over that place. But
And pick a day that's like a Mother's Day or a birthday or something like that, and check them each year on that day.
do they expire?
Yeah, they do. They should have an expiration stamp on them, although they're probably still good. But even if they still read green, but there's an expiration on them
I'm looking.
somewhere.
I mean, I see all kinds of numbers. This says 01901. I'm like, did that expire in 2001? No way. No, I don't know.
If it's still green, it's probably still good.
Well,
yeah,
that's all I got for you.
Well, kind of guys too that has like a smoke detector within 3 foot of each door in the house, a bedroom, you know.
Yeah.
And also has a carbon monoxide detector. That's another good one.
Yeah, I have 2 carbon monoxide detectors in my house, and our smoke alarms, they're still working. We burnt a steak the other night and it went off, so I know that works good. Yeah. Well, all right. Thank you for coming on. I wish I had like an outro or something.
No problem. This is fun. Love it.
Oh, I'm glad.
No, I really do. And you're doing a great job, because I love the fact that people, I mean, this is how people learn. They come to something, they have fun, they can come on and enter it. So like, I'd encourage people, if you want to be on, definitely drop it. I don't know what contacts you have, but drop something in the comment sections and whatnot, and take a stab at it, because this is what it's about, is learning. As you can see, I don't know everything, so
it's still, it's fun. It's useful information. Hopefully, if it's accurate, I'll have to Google it. I should Google the questions and see if they're right before I even put them up, and be like, okay,
it should be. They have done that in that book, and it seems like they were all pretty accurate. But
yeah, I hope so.
People have questions on it too, like they think something's a little different. Well, look it up, Google it, and see for yourselves, and then make sure, and then put it in the comment section too.
Yeah, exactly. Let me know if it was wrong. And I'll
And
be like, whoops.
be sure to share this out too, because we need to get this kind of stuff happening more and more. Especially I love this survival game idea. There
Thank
was
you.
was doing it for a while, but he called it Prepperty, and so it had like questions on a board, and just like Prepperty did, different values and stuff.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And did that for a while. He was actually offering prizes and stuff like that, just because he probably had a good job or something. But but
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm like, I don't have any money.
yeah, and that's not what it's about. It's about sharing the information with everybody. Um,
Yeah.
this is a fun way to make it stick in people's heads. Just like I remembered from the last show with, I think it was with Adam, about the cougar one and different answers like
Yeah.
that. So it is a real good way to get it to stick in people's heads, and I love it. I think it's awesome.
Thank you. I love
Why?
it too. It just popped in my head one day and I was like, the first person I asked was Canadian Prepper. And I'm just going to ask him every week. I'm going to hit him. I'm going to slide into them DMs every week and be like, come on my show.
And hey, Angry Prepper. I mean, not
Angry Prepper.
Angry Prepper, but Canadian Prepper. If you're watching, come on. I missed 3. Let's see how many you missed now. Come on, I'll bet you kick butt on it. So that'll be my bet. And Survival Living. I'll bet he'll kick butt on it too.
I know. Yeah, I want to ask Survival Living. I was going to ask him this weekend, but I was like, I got to get Rip Curl on here first before I get anybody else. So, because you showed an interest, and I was like, Rip's going to be good. So,
yeah. Oh, I love these kind of things, and I love being able to help anybody out I can in any way. Like you said, I don't have much except just me. So, and so I'll share that until I have
and a plethora of knowledge, and we appreciate you.
I try.
So, thank you. Well, this was your first time on my show. Don't make it your last.
I won't.
Okay. Thanks for coming on. Thank you all for being here. And I am going to end the broadcast. And you all have a fantastic night. Thanks for watching. Toodles.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Thank you.